beating Botswana 4-0. Joining me now is Doreen, as she did before, and Elasto Kapoweza, former player for the Zimbabwe team. Hello, Elasto.
Hi, Kundai. Good to be here. Yes, I was in the commentary booth in the first game. But yeah, for sure, now I'm with you guys here. Hoping to have fun, and you're looking at this game that we have.
Great, exciting fixture that we have to look forward to. But I just want to touch on just the conditions that happened. There was lots of substitutions, Doreen. Was it due to unfitness, or do you think it was due to the weather? It's really, really hot here in Bulawayo.
Okay, it could be either. It could be the weather. It could be just due to unfitness. It could be that the coaches are preserving the players for the next match. And so, yeah, we saw Namibia bring in 3 substitutes. We saw Botswana do the same. And I believe the players that started for Namibia were instrumental, and they, if I would give an example with Zenatha Coleman, she was the goal getter for the day, and somehow she managed to score herself through a penalty which she converted. The first goal was through her first attempt she made, that the goalkeeper made a mistake on, and the second striker was able to utilize on, and then the third goal again across from her on the other side, and again a mistake from the defense from the Botswana defense that helped Namibia get the third goal. And yeah, resting her would be good for the next match. Yeah.
Yes, Elasto, only 1 match so far, but are you impressed so far by the quality of football we're seeing today?
Yeah, look, Kundai, when you look at this tournament, you look at what has happened before, where there were these netball score lines, where you don't want to see that. And some of the nations, you look at, for example, your Botswana team, that 15 years ago, they conceded 14 goals. Today, they conceded 4 goals. So you might say, look, improvement. Yes, the goals are always good, but there need to be quality behind those goals. And so we want to see an improvement in the way the team, especially the defending. Because this is where we have found one thing. As Africa as a whole, when we play in major tournaments, our defending hasn't been up to scratch. You talk of set pieces. How do you defend set pieces? So we saw some of those frailties, this morning when we witnessed in the first game. But it was a good game. You look at the Namibia team that was well organized, well-oiled machine in the way that they went about doing their businesses. So I'm just saying that, look, that's what we want to see. Hopefully, this game pitting Zambia against Malawi, we can see a similar, if not an improved, performance from what we saw in the first match.
Great, and I want to talk to you, Doreen. Obviously, you're from East Africa, you played for Kenya, and what are the similarities or differences you're seeing in the styles of football here in the southern region?
Okay, well, there's definitely great talent. That is a similarity that we have also in East Africa. There's great talent. Africa as a whole, we have great potential. The only challenge we face as Africans is the administration. Normally, the federations do not give the women football a chance and opportunity to grow. But in the recent past, we've seen that happening. Last year, we had our first, we held COSAFA in Uganda, and it had been off for a very, very long time. This was positive for women football in that region. And looking at coming back to South Africa, COSAFA has not been there for 6 long years, and again they brought it back this year. It will be good to see the same happen next year without those long breaks, and this would definitely help in the development of women football in Africa, and especially in these 2 regions whereby we have less chances qualifying for the top competitions, the World Cup, the AFCON. Last year, this region got the opportunity to send 2 teams to the competition. That is a big plus. East Africa, Kenya represented. We would like to see a repeat of the same in the near future, whereby we have 3 or 4 teams, like it happens in West Africa, from both the 2 regions. That would be great for us to see.
Great. Now let's change our focus to the fixture that's coming up now. Zambia going head-to-head with Malawi. Elasto, taking a look at the lineup, let's talk about Zambia and who's standing out for you here.
Yeah, you look at the players like your Misodi Zulu, Chileshe. There's a good combination of young players and also some experienced players. I mean, that's what this tournament brings about. It's a Zambian team that on the day is looking to a little bit impose themselves. I think it's a nation that has underperformed as far as I'm concerned. You look at their men's team, they've done so well. You look at South Africa, you look at Zimbabwe. Zambia can easily be in the same mold as those 2 countries. But on the day, yes, look out for those players. I think it's a coach that is coming to this tournament who says, yes, it's a group of death. Group A, we saw what it's made up about, that look, anyone can win that group. But yes, I think it's a Zambian team that wants to try to come out of the group stages.
Absolutely, because they have had bronze twice, so they'll obviously be looking forward to win. Let's change up to Malawi, who are coming with the international players. What kind of experience do they bring to a squad like this?
Looking at Malawi as a team that would want to improve their previous performance in 2012. They finished fourth. They made it through the group stages and finished fourth of the tournament. And they've been speaking to the coach yesterday. He was like, we've been off competition for a while, and we are coming into this competition. I know it's going to be a bit difficult, but we're going to do our best and make sure that we proceed to the next level. So looking at the squad again, they have two international. There's Chisomo, who trains her skills in Austria, and then they have Chawinga, who plays in Sweden. And the two would definitely be the players to watch in this squad. And I believe they are highly going to motivate the rest of the team throughout this tournament.
Yes, let's talk again about Zambia, Lasto. I mean, they qualified last year for 2014 African Women Championships. So obviously they've got that, bit of bravado, bit of, swag coming into the tournament.
Yeah, it's always important, Kundai, to qualify in major tournaments. I mean, if you look at this COSAFA 2017 that we have now, the women's one, we've got Kenya, we've got South Africa, we've got Zimbabwe that we're playing in the AFCON, the last AFCON. So it gives a little bit of credibility, and it shows the kind of competition that we're going to experience in this tournament. That's what we want to see. Zambia, yes, they have to be qualified for those tournaments. It's not a Zambia team that shouldn't go to an AFCON. Otherwise, the region is not improving, because we expect in this region of COSAFA to have countries like that to easily qualify for AFCON. We saw the under-20. We saw what is happening to the senior team, the men's one. I mean, look at them, just dismantling the likes of Algeria. These are big nations. But we hope the same could be done in terms of the women's football, emulating what the men are doing. At the moment, football in Zambia, it is on the rise. And hopefully, the Shipolo Polos, not Chipolo, the Shipolo Polos, hopefully, yes, those bullets also can be fired from their barrel.
And Doreen, do you think that it makes an impact if the men's football is doing well? Do you think it has an impact on the women's side?
I don't believe so, but it's just a matter of administration. Like I said earlier, there are countries who have been doing very well in men's football, but then they forget women football. It has been over years as an afterthought, and. Right now, several countries have come up and they want to give equal opportunities to the girl child as well. And that's why we are seeing there's a rise in several countries coming up and putting up their teams in the various competitions. If we look at Kenya right now, there has been nothing going on for women football in the recent past. But since last year, Harambee Starlets was given an opportunity to put into the qualifiers. They managed to qualify. Right now, our under-20 is in the World Cup qualifiers, and they're doing so well recently. And this is happening around East Africa, and I can see it's still happening here in Southern Africa, because looking at 2011 COSAFA, they only had 8 teams, and right now they have 12 teams. That shows you something. There's at least some progress, and thanks to the federations for giving the girls, the women a chance.
Yeah. Yes. And let's talk about those 12 teams. I spoke with Doreen and Rosemary earlier, and I just wanted to hear your way in on these 3 groups. And we all agree that Group A is a group of death, but just give us your views on the other 2.
Yeah, looking at Group B, where Kenya is, Mauritius, Mozambique, Swaziland. You look at Group C, you might say Group C, South Africa, and obvious. Group B, I think Kenya, coming from the AFCON, you might fancy them to just go through. But yeah, interesting is that runners-up, the best run-up of the tournament, because remember, the top teams in the groups are going straight away to qualify for the semi-final. But because there are 3, you need to find another team. That team might come from a Group A, where we are mentioning that is a group of death. I'm expecting Zambia or Zimbabwe to be able to be that a best runner-up, where it could play with maybe the winners of Group C, which might be Banyana. So look, the semi-finals, I think for me that is when the tournament actually is going to begin.
So goal difference would be very important.
Yeah, I mean, goals need to be scored. I mentioned earlier when I was commenting the game between Botswana and also Namibia that, look, Namibia took the foot off the pedal in the second half. But if you look at it, they might need those goals to determine whether actually they can go as one of those best runners-up. Because in their group, there is Banyana. So for me, Banyana might easily just brush them aside. But they might ruin the opportunities of actually extending or scoring more goals in their game that they played against Botswana.
Yeah. I want to stay with you, Elasto. I know you're very patriotic as a Zimbabwean. Lots of pressure on Zimbabwe being the defending champions and being the host nation.
Yeah, look, any host nation, That is why if you are put in a group where there's a host, it is always difficult, for the traveling teams. Yes, they are the defending champions. Technically speaking, because 2011 they won it, they are hosting it, and I can tell you the crowds are going to come. So there's just that added pressure for them. And look at them, how far they've come. Look at the Olympics. They're coming from the Olympics. They're coming from the AFCON. So for me, they have to build up in this tournament. This is a lesser tournament in terms of the competitive nature. If you are coming from the Olympics, you are coming from the AFCON. Yes, they need to try some new players. That's why the COSAFA is all about. It's not only about just putting the tried and the tested. You need to unearth new talent. So that also a little bit weakens the team. But the objective, yes, it is to try and develop the players. But that does not mean that we accept, as a Zimbabwean, anything less than the trophy. I want the trophy.
Yes. I can't talk about patriotism. I have to just quickly touch on Kenya and how excited you must be to be here.
Definitely really, really excited. Actually honored to be here. Very first time in Zimbabwe, very first time taking part in COSAFA, really exciting. And I believe for my team also, wherever they are, they're equally excited. Being the guest team, there is pressure on them as earlier informed by Rosemary. Yeah, Tanzania was here 2011.
Yes.
They put up a very good performance. Kenya is the one representing East Africa this year. They definitely must make sure they go beyond what Tanzania did.
Yes.
And so I wish them nothing but the best.
Okay, great. And last year, I know you hate this, but I have to come to you. I need a prediction, a proper prediction, no fumbling around. Who's winning it?
No score prediction.
No. Yes, I want a score prediction.
Oh, you want a score prediction?
Yes.
I thought you wanted to win or lose.
No. You're always very, very quick one.
Zambia, 3-1.
I was close the other time. 2-1. But this time, I would say, again, 2-1 for Zambia.
Okay, great, guys. Thank you so much. Well, we're going to go through second fixture of today here at COSAFA Women's Championship. We're going to go through to commentary with Brian and Rose.
Very much there to Kundai as well as Lasto, and I tell you, it's going to be a very interesting one to see how things will pan out here. It is the second game as far as today is concerned. It is the 2017 COSAFA Women's Championship, the fifth edition of this tournament here. Zimbabwe hosting their third one overall. It is Zambia, who have been bronze medalists twice already in this tournament, and they're up against a country that did well in the last edition, looking to take it a step further. Can they be able to upset and really cause the big upset in this year's tournament? That is a big question at the moment here. So as you can see, the players are about to come onto the field of play. The FIFA flag is the one that leads the pack ahead of the Zambians up against Malawi. The last time these two teams met in this tournament, it was in 2002, and we all know Malawi got a serious pasting. 8-0 they lost that encounter. Can they come up this time around and turn things around against the Zambian team that has looked solid overall coming into this encounter? Zambia wants to make amends. The last two tournaments, they were knocked out in the group stages. They have not been able to go any further. The She Polos, while they're up against the Flames of Malawi here today. We've already seen 4 goals scored earlier on today, and it was a brace for Shangula. There was Coleman goal that was scored as well. And then later, Substitute who came on, scored another goal as well. As far as the first game is concerned, Namibia winning comfortably by 4-0 against Botswana. So, can the Zambians start another great performance here? We all know everybody's talking about these teams here as the ones to talk about going forward here. So, now we'll be going through and getting the national anthems for the two countries with the Zambians first. There you have the national anthem of Zambia now for the national anthem. for the nation of Malawi. So national anthems have been sung for the two nations. It is the first game as far as this group is concerned. It is the Zambians up against the Malawians. We're looking at Group A that does also have the likes of Zimbabwe in it, as well as Madagascar. So everybody's talking about Zimbabwe and Zambia going through this one. It's not going to be very easy. Let's have a look at the starting 11. Starting first of all, the Polo. Hazel Nali, the goalkeeper to talk about as far as the team is concerned. Now, the most experienced campaign in the squad here, it is Noria Sosala, the captain of the side. She'll be looking to take them to the next level. 41 caps for her, 28 years of age. She's now playing in another COSAFA tournament. It is one of those players who are making their second appearance in this tournament. There are 3 of those in the starting 11, talking about the Zambians. Looking at the Malawian side here, the Flames of Malawi. Martha Banda to talk about the two sisters, talking about Tabita Chawinga as well as Temwa Chawinga. Those are the two sisters to talk about. One is based in Sweden, so she will be looking to take them to the next level as well as a senior player for this encounter here. The referee for today is Akona Makalima. She's a referee, one of the referees in a Premier Soccer League in South Africa, refereeing the men game in South Africa, by the way. She's one of those to talk about. Stella Ruvinga coming in as well and assisting her as well. Judith, there is there Caetano coming from Angola. And we also have Emma Paulo Novo from Mozambique. And the match commissioner for today, Nomsa Mathangu from South Africa, as well as John Mtunzi coming from South Africa as well, respectively. So the second meeting, the group stages between these two countries. Previous meeting, it was a thumping for the Zambians, defeating the Malawians by 8-0. It is a different day. It is a different tournament. I'm joined by the lady who's done it before. She was in charge of the Zimbabweans in the Wonders tournament. She was in charge of the Zimbabweans en route to go into the Olympics tournament. She was there. She's been there. She's played there. She's now in charge of a team as well in Zimbabwe. Joined by Rosemary. Rosemary, good afternoon to you and welcome to it. It is a big one here for the Zambians. Polo up against the Flames.
Thanks, Brian. It's nice to be here and seeing the ladies showcasing their talent. We are going to be excited with the teams that have been playing for the very first time. As you know, that we have got Madagascar and Mauritius. But the Zambia-Malawi game is a very interesting game because these teams, they need to prove that one of them is the best out of the two teams. As you have known, the last game that we played, Zambia failed to reach the semi-finals and Malawi did. So it's going to be a very difficult and exciting match to watch. As you know that Malawi has got 2 foreign-based players, one in Austria and the other one in Sweden. So it's going to be exciting. With Zambia having their kingpin, Noria, this is going to be an exciting game. The game has just started now. As you have seen that Zambia were attacking and they've failed to score. And Malawi is just preparing to take their goal kick. We just want to see which team will be the best. And we want to see a very exciting football in terms of attacking as well as defending, as we have watched the first game.
It is indeed an interesting one to talk about. They're talking about Rosemary, talking about the attack prowess of the two sides. Zimbabwe, these Zambians, for this encounter, the Polos are wearing the orange, black and black as far as their colors are concerned. Dominating color, it is indeed here the orange color. Chance in for first goal, and it is Noria Sosala, the former 23 international for the Zambians. She's now playing the 41st cap for a national team, and she will be looking to really take them to the next level in this tournament. You know, they've brought a lot of youngsters, talking about this as the Zambian side. They have likes of a 19-year-old goalkeeper in Nali, former under-17 international. They also have Ulomba, another former under-17 player. And Shileshe, some of the players that are very young, 19 years of age. So the oldest player in the starting 11 for the Zambian side is their captain at 28. Majority of those are just a mere 19 years or teenagers, so to speak, for the Zambian side.
Yes, Brian, you can say that Zambia has brought teenagers. Zambia is doing very well in terms of their development. Their under-17 team qualified for the World Cup, as well as their under-20 almost qualified for the last edition. And as Zambia is taking women football very seriously because they're entering their junior teams and participating in these big tournaments. So these girls, it's not new to them to come and play at the COSAFA tournament because they've played at a higher and a better competition. But we want to see what will happen this afternoon when they are playing against the Flames of Malawi. There is
now in the penalty area, opportunity now to take the first goal. Opportunity!
They missed it.
And this one just being squandered in the penalty area. And that was the player I was talking about. That Temma Chiwanga should have done better there. I mean, the pressure being applied here by one of the older sister. And then laying the ball quickly into the younger of the two Chiwangas on the field of play. And she knows she should have done better, the player from Blantyre Zero. Putting that one over the crossbar. 1 goal so far for her in the national team of Malawi. Only a third cap, by the way, this young lady.
It's very true, Brian. If she had been more composed in front of goals, because no one was just passing it. When Chiwenga just got that ball, she looked and there were 2 people marking her. But she tried, she managed to penetrate that pass to her. She should have just controlled and picked a spot, and we could be talking of something here, but we'll wait and see what will happen. This is a well-contested football in the midfield. There we go.
Here's the chance again now! And that is the opening goal of this particular encounter. I spoke about the sister, Tabita Chiwanga, playing a football in Sweden, scoring a 6th goal for the national team in only a 9th cap for the national team. That is clinical. Born in Rumpi in Malawi. Didi Sunshine she played for before arriving to play for the team that is based in Sweden. And she shows exactly why she's a danger to look at in the squad.
It's very true, Brian. As you have seen the way she took the ball, she just controlled it. When Zambia were just doing offside trap, but he realized that they were off guard, and she just controlled the ball, the composure that he had. After the keeper was moving, she just placed the ball after the keeper is moving. That's a clinical finish that you find in men's football, but women football are doing the same, and we are very happy that at least we are copying what the men can do, and we are doing it much better than them.
So 1-0 it is in favor now of the Flames of Malawi. Nobody wrote the script and nobody saw this coming, but it is indeed football. Anything is possible at the moment. It is at the side of Malawi leading by 1 goal to nil. Now Zambia will look to find an equalizer. Ball taken this time here by Rachel Zulu. It's a long ball into the penalty area, headed away. Collected and cleared away this one. Collected right hand side of the field. They're still trying to pile the pressure. It is Zulu once again. Zulu towards the bar line. Good cross from into the penalty area, floated in. And this one easily intercepted on the far side here by Fatireni Kazembe from Lilongwe in Malawi. Making a debut today, this young lady just saw in a picture, the one who's covering on the far side of the field. Jersey number 2, playing for Skippers FC in
It's very true. This is going to be a very good game, as you have seen that both teams are trying to attack, and both teams want to win this game. So it's going to be very difficult if Malawi will maintain what they have been doing. As you can see that Malawi are playing a passing game, and the midfield is so much congested, but
so let's see now. Here's the ball coming into the penalty area and easily collected by the goalkeeper this time around. So there's the 5th edition of this tournament. First one was played in 2002. Zimbabwe hosting their third tournament overall. They already hosted the 2002, the first one, and they hosted the 2011 and won it here on home soil against South Africa by 1 goal to nil. And I still remember that moment. The goal would have scored absolutely everything, went absolutely crazy in the stadium. Can they defend their title? That is a question. Only 2 countries have won the COSAFA Women's Championship, and that has been South Africa and Zimbabwe. A hat-trick for South Africa. They kept the regional trophy. Zimbabwe looking for their 2nd title in this tournament already.
Yes.
2011 champions already.
Sure, as Zimbabwe, we need to defend this trophy because they've been hosting it for the third time, and we need to be consistent. As for us to progress for the AFCON next year, we need to take this game seriously because it's part of our preparations for AFCON next year as well as for the World Cup. So each team which is here, they're preparing.
So the chance here coming in for the Zambians, easily collected by the goalkeeper. So it is looking very interesting so far between these two sides. It is goals that matters, and it is the Malawians who are leading by 1-0. And really, it could have been 2-0 up already had the younger of the Chiwanga sisters found the back of the net, have a beautiful layoff from their captain. Now here comes Zambia rather. Ball played in, collected on the left-hand side of the field this time around. Intercepted well, collected. It is Malawi. All green for this encounter. Left-hand side of the field, lining up the ball in there. It is Chanda arriving, Grace Chanda. And a great challenge coming in as well. Didn't tackle to get the ball out of play on the far side of the field. Sabina Tom, the player that actually went for the challenge from Lilongwe in Malawi. Third care for the national team. 1 goal so far. Moya sisters, team she played for in Malawi. Second bite of the cherry. And this one is wide and out. Will come back as a ball taken by the Zambian goalkeeper to restart play at the back at the moment. As you can see, one of the coaches really looking at things the way they've gone so far. It is at the moment the Malawians who are leading, and the Malawian coach will smile having look at the way the team started here, like a house on fire. They've absorbed what they saw Namibia doing. They're picking up exactly where they were. But here comes Zambia!
Noria!
And Zambia make it 1-1. The two number 10s, and the two captains rather. Noria says, if Tabita can do it, I can do it as well. The national teams are looking at us. Noria finds the back of the net. And it is 1-1 here between Zambia and Malawi. We have a game on our hands.
It's going to be a very exciting match, as you have seen, have been saying. You saw how badly exposed the defense of Malawi was, and the ball was just threaded through the two defenders, and Noria wasn't picked, and she picked the post and to the far post. That was a clinical finish and a brilliant pass from the number 11. It's an exciting game, and we hope to see more goals in this game.
So Noria is the experienced campaigner for this She Polo side. A few COSAFA tournaments under her belt already she's played in. She's showing her the experience coming in. But you have to talk about the pass. That was a champagne pass. Exquisite pass.
Exactly, Brian. Because if you have those kind of passes, you cannot miss.
I mean, as a coach, you love when you see players play that sort of football.
That's it. That's what we want. We ought to keep possession, and they have to enjoy it. And you enjoy it when you have possession. And we hope both teams will start to show us the quality of the teams, which is far much better than the first games which we saw. And with those two teams, it's going to be exciting.
So it is indeed the scoreline between Zambia and Malawi, 1-1 at the moment in the first 11 minutes of this encounter. Here comes Guluwe. He's taking it back from Malawi, applying pressure now. Zambia gets the ball back into the penalty area this time around. Going for a shot herself. And a chance here being created by Mary Shiwilombo rather. And Wari Ulombo should have made it too. But she had two players on the far side to have played the ball to. She went forward herself.
You don't have to be selfish when you're in the front of goals. You ought to play as a team, because you play as a team and you win as a team. She should have just squared to one of the two players from on the blind side, and you should be talking of something. As players, at times you tell them, as a top striker, you ought to be selfish. But when you're off position, you ought to look for your players. Then you cross to other players as well.
But you got to forgive her. She's only 19 and she'll learn no time as she continues playing. In fact, she's 18. We'll be celebrating her 20th birthday. That is on the 22nd, just 2 days before the tournament comes to an end. So she will be looking. She's a former under-17 international as well. She's playing in the first tournament as far as this tournament is concerned. Talking there about the side of Zambia.
As you can see now, Zambia is piling pressure to Noria almost scored due to the miscommunication between the midfielder, the goalkeeper and the defense. But right now, Malawi should just try to play as they were playing in the first game. The first few minutes when they scored that goal. And unlike now, they are not composed. They're just rushing. They're just kicking the ball. They need to play. They need to pass to each other as they were doing in the first few minutes.
So looking at the game now, 1-1 between Polo Polo and Malawi. And we are in the first half of this encounter. This is a Group A match. Group that also has the host nation, Zimbabwe, coming up in a bit. In fact, I've seen that the dignitaries are now streaming in and arriving in the stadium. And we're talking about the Zambians. They qualified for the AWC in 2014. And they're looking to return and really continue the left off in the tournament. The medalist in the bronze level twice in this tournament. So talking also about the 2008-2002 performance where they defeated Malawi by 8-0 in the first game of that tournament. They went on also and won by 3-0 against Lesotho and went into the semi-finals where they lost against South Africa, who eventually won the tournament by 3-1, but they beat Mozambique by 1-0 in the third place playoff to finish off third overall. Then in 2006, 4 years later, they played a 2-2 draw against Namibia, beat Swaziland 7-0. And then they came to penalties where they lost against Namibia. And it was in a 1-1 draw. Then eventually they beat Zimbabwe by 2-1 to finish and get a bronze medal. In 2008 and 2011, they had a tournament they want to forget very quickly. Here comes Temwa Chawinga.
There's one thing I'm liking about Zambia. When they lose in possession, they are defending as a team. You see, three players are going forward for one player, which is very good in terms of disturbing the team. And when they get the position, they're looking for their top striker, Noria, as well as...
Yeah, he sees now Noria Sosala playing the ball wide, right-hand side of the field. First time shot will be expected, yeah! She does go for it! And it is a beautiful goal! I was just saying first time shot expected, and she does exactly that to make it 2-1 here to Polo Polo. Well taking strike, and everybody celebrates. Here it is Misozi Chisa, Rachel Zulu, 22 years of age from Lusaka. And she's playing in the 36th nation game for national team here. She's a senior as well. Former under-17 international, playing in a second COSAFA tournament. That's a World Cup tournament. There's a World Cup shot. But a pass from the captain, Adelisa Noria, to pick her up. And the shot there, the first time the goalkeeper was in La La Land, and she was walking up and the net rattling behind her.
The goalkeeper was off position. She never expected the shot, and she was off position. But to the striker, that is a brilliant strike, because she picked the post, and all the two goals have been scored in the far post, almost similar from Noria one. That shows that Zambia are here to make them to be counted as one of the best teams in Southern region.
15 minutes of football played, and 3 goals have been scored already. This is the biggest as far as COSAFA Women's Tournament is concerned, because we now have 12 countries, 11 from the 14 of the SADC region, and 1 invited one in Kenya. To add the numbers, make it 14. To remember, the previous tournament we had Tanzania's invited nation, but only 8 nations then. But now we do have a total of 12 nations participating in this one here. It was a great one, I've got to say. But here they come again now. Chiombe playing an early ball towards the penalty area. It was in fact Wilomba. And the goalkeeper coming out to collect the ball in the penalty area, talking about Martha Banda. Going wide to the far side of the field. Ball played short this time around. Collected here by Madiana Guluwe. Madiana Nguluwe playing the ball, and this one goes out of play on the far side of the field. Another young lady born in Mzimba in Malawi, playing for DD Sunshine, and has contributed plenty of players for this Malawian side, alongside Blantyre Zero. That is where most of the players are coming from. And Topwa Super Queens also contributing a few players for this tournament. They do have 2 players coming outside of the country of Malawi playing as well. You see the coach now trying to usher in instructions, because really they're not really applying themselves so well.
Yeah, he's trying to organize, the Zambian coach is trying to organize his players to go back, because as you have seen that Malawi is playing long balls, targeting their top striker Chivinga. So he's just trying to organize those defense. If you are not organized at the back, you ought to concede. And for Zambia, They are playing an exciting encounter. As you can see that each and every pass they have in their penetrating passes, which we lack in our clubs.
When you're looking at the head coach of Zambia, he announced the squad for this country around the 24th. After having had 37 players in camp, he decided to bring them down to 20. And some were sacrificed. Some of the more senior players were eventually sacrificed, and we see the 20 that have been selected with a mixture of young players coming in as well.
Yeah.
So Stuart Listen, Mbole as well. He's another one to talk about as well.
For Malawi, they need to pick themselves up, because the moment they're kicking the ball up front, we're having the two strikers, the Zambia two strikers, number 11 and Noria. She couldn't just keep the ball into play. You ought to make sure you control and pass it to your teammate, because you can't run 90 minutes. You ought to be playing it. We need a passing and flowing football.
So now 18 minutes of football played already in the 5th edition of the COSAFA Women's Championship, being played in Zimbabwe. Welcome to one of the two venues for this year's tournament. Also have Luveve as the other venue for the other matches we'll be playing tomorrow. Also in fact a lot of matches to talk about. 3 tomorrow as well. On the 17th we'll be having the final group matches. 2 played here, 2 played at Luveve as well. So it is all to play for and all to think about as well. Too heavy touch coming through. Here comes Chawinga, playing the ball in. It's a good lay off onto the far side. Marching on forward. It is still Chawinga into the penalty. Chawinga! Oh, she overdid it. Kept in play still by Chawinga. She really was supposed to have laid the ball in towards one of the country ladies coming through, but she decided to hold on for a second too long. But the goalkeeper did ever so well. Hazel Natasha Nali to try and cut the angle and force her wide.
That's exactly what happened, because Natasha trashed that ball, because it was just going to go through, but Natasha just pushed him aside, and she couldn't just pick the spot, and that's what we expect from goalkeepers, because more than goalkeepers, those are your sweepers, and if they can do this, she can keep her team to win this COSAFA tournament, and this is what we want.
So near side of a field, it's a throw-in given to the Malawians. Ball play short this time around. Away the ball goes. And this will be now retaken this time around by the Zambians. So could have been 2 goals already in favor of Tabita Chawinga on in Rumpi in Malawi. Play for GD Sunshine. Already scored a total of 6 goals for the national team, by the way. So here come the younger Chawinga. Temwa Chawinga. It's a goal ball played in offside. Far side of a field.
In modern football, you don't opt to do offside trap, because at times the referees will not look at that and you can get scored. You need to be always looking where you are and make sure you are in the right position when the ball is being played. I hope that Zambia will keep on pushing forward, as now we have the football with their number 10, 11, and she miscued it.
So the Zambians are the ones who are playing and exerting themselves much better in this encounter. They're really taking the game to the opponents, not allowing them to settle at all. Now they're ready to tell you. Barbara Banda looking to score the second goal for the She Polo Polo, but missing the ball completely. There, another former under-17 player, freshly from under-17 team, by the way, playing for Indiana Roses, 9th cap for the national team. Here they are now. Noria Sosala, long ball played towards the penalty area. Mistake again this time around, and the goalkeeper does well. Absolutely brilliant goalkeeping this time around from Martha Banda to deny the She Polo Polo their 3rd goal of this game.
It's very true, Brian. As if she came to
now there's a mistake at the back for the Malawians.
And the keeper saved
oh,
again.
what a save again from the goalkeeper.
Yeah, the keeper has saved them twice when the defenders are just standing and looking instead of just going to pick the players. They ought to be organized at the back, because the keeper saved the first one and the defenders were standing, and she did the same when they were trying to apply the offside, but it wasn't an offside at all. And Barbara should have just...
Chance in! Rattles the crossbar, back in again. And Barbara will not be missing this one for the third time. And Barbara finally gets a goal. You got to say, she missed the first one, save by the goalkeeper, save for the second time. The third time she was the quickest to pounce on the loose ball. And Barbara finally gets a goal. In fact, it looks like this one here has come in this time around. And I tell you,
that is a clinical attacking header from her. Look at her, she just nodded the ball down. The first attempt from Noria, then Barbara finished it with a similar attacking header. And this is what we need from women football, at least to know the type of header which you use in those different areas.
So Barbara Banda has made it 3-1 in favor of She Polo Polo. The Flames have just been totally wiped out so far in this match. There's no fire coming out of the Flames at all at the moment.
No. As I had said earlier on, Brian, they need to play the way they were doing. If you just kick the ball out or you just kick it forward, you're out of possession and you don't have the possession. You ought to keep possession for you to be playing. You can't run the entire 90 minutes. You tire so much when you don't have the ball. As you can see, that Zambia are just playing it neatly and nice because they're having the possession of the ball. And this is why they are being caught offside or off guard when they are in terms of defending.
Akona Makalima coming from the Eastern Cape in South Africa is the lady in charge of this encounter and gives a free kick inside the penalty arc. It is just about, 20 yards or so from the goal line
18.
of this Martha Banda. Because if you really looking at it now, it's just about a
18.
yard or so from the 18 itself, just out of 19 or so of the number. You're looking at it. So Akona Makalima has given a free kick to She Polo Polo. Can they make it 4 here against the Malawians, who have really looked out of some sort so far? They've really struggled trying to keep their composure. Next to the ball, we have the captain. So amongst those who try and take this one. Martha Banda does not deserve to be in a team that is 3-1 down already. Played short, chance coming in, straight to the wall. Back to the captain, Sosila. Well, it is Sosala, and appeal for penalty, none given. Chaminga now playing an early ball towards the penalty area, making it on the far side of the field. Captain play here by Mary Chavinda. Mary looks up, support coming from deep, but there's nobody there. As Lomba gets the ball away. On the far side of the field, coming through this time around. A mistake we made again by the Malawians into the penalty. Obstruction will it be? No, says the referee. No, says the referee.
She should just have continued on her foot and she was just going to overpace that player. But she opted to have a penalty and considering.
So the scoreline at the moment, it is 3-1 in favor of Zambia, leading against the Malawians. There's been a dominating performance overall for the Zambians. So the game that has seen the most goals scored by one team, with the other not scoring a goal at all, was the game between Zimbabwe and Lesotho, where Lesotho were trounced, or literally annihilated, 15-0. That's still a record in the COSAFA Women's Championship. South Africa had scored 14 in the route to winning the tournament in 2002, I beg your pardon. They put 14 with Veronica Pewa, still the player that scored most goals in one game, scoring 8 goals in a particular game. And still remember, Veronica Pewa still sitting high there with 11 goals overall that she scored in a particular tournament. She was unbelievable.
Very true, Brian, because during that time I was still playing and we lost to South Africa in the final 2-1. That squad had brilliant players, and the current coach that you have right now, Desiree, being the captain of that squad and playing alongside those girls, it was fantastic. And I hope that we see more of that quality and talent within these girls that are playing now. We need to have that excitement that we used to have when we were playing Banyana or even Zambia, the She Polo Polos. We need that vibe that we used to have.
Was in fact in 2008, I beg your pardon, when she scored a total of 12 goals in the tournament. 2011 it was Rofara Machingura. She broke the heart of South Africans when she scored that winner as well. Scored a total of 8 goals now. Chansine offside has been given against the Shipolo Polo. Offside against Shipolo Polo this time around on the far side of the field. And Grace Chanda is the player being penalized on the far side of the field here for Shipolo Polo. Indirect free kick will be given to Malawi.
I think Malawi has opted for these long balls and they're losing it. Each and every time they're trying to pump the long balls, the Zambian team has been winning it in the midfield, so they need to be playing and passing it from the back. As you can see, poor defending.
Offside
as well.
again, this time around will be given against the Zambians. They're getting the ball behind the defense.
Exactly.
That is an interesting one that we have seen so far.
Because they are always having those players in the right positions. As a team, you ought to use your width, and this is exactly what Zambia is applying today. So Malawian team needs to be organized at the back. Those 2 wing backs, they need to be looking to where the players are.
So free kick given against the Malawians. So long ball played. This one is too much, asking way too much of a teammate. Overcooked pass and easily collected here at the back by the Malawians. Scoreline remains Malawi 1, Zambia 3. You're looking at the...
I think the problem that Malawi is facing now, they need to have that confidence that they started back for them to really match these good quality players of Zambia. As you have seen the crossover, you hardly see that, but they are showing all the skills, the combination play. It's coming out from the Zambia, which is very good and exciting to watch.
There should be a huge worrying factor for the COSAFA region, the fact that there's never been a COSAFA women's team in the senior level to qualify for the World Cup.
It's very true, Brian. We have failed to qualify, but we are coming up there because, as you know, that 2 teams from Southern Africa qualified for the Olympics last year for the very first time without any team from the Western that have always dominated. And South Africa has tried their level best for the past years and failing at the last hurdle. But I am telling you that Southern region is improving and growing, and it's not... We will be there next year in 2019.
2019, you're talking about 2018 will be the qualifying phase.
Yes.
For that particular World Cup, because it will be via the AWC or the African Women's Championship that will be taking place later on next year. So that'll be a key one indeed to talk about that. And not also to talk about AWC, the fact that the AWC have only been won by 2 nations, being Nigeria and Equatorial Guinea, with 10 titles to Nigeria, and only 2 have gone the way of Equatorial Guinea. Also, Equatorial Guinea, by the way, won it, having invited all the nations of the world to be part of that particular part of Equatorial Guinea. Nigeria then have had the likes of Chukwu, who has been absolutely brilliant over the years. You can talk about her, she has been. And now there also is Aprenosa, who for me has been one of the best coming players in the squad of Nigeria going forward. So things have changed a bit, but we need to see COSAFA showcasing their mental strength as well at the level where they play against other teams in the continent.
It's very true. For Nigeria, as you know, that Nigerians, there are so many. They have a population of 20 million, and they have that quality players who are playing abroad. Unlike here in Southern Africa, we don't have scouts who come to scout our players to go abroad and play.
Let me just come in there. People from Nigeria will be very upset with you. You said 20 million people, they'll be very upset with you. They have around 167 million people.
This is it.
The last numbers we checked. So
this is it. If you compare in southern region, like Namibia, they've got it's a very small country, less than the population. If you talk of Zim, we're talking about 13 million people. The first substitution of the game in the 35th minute, when
let's talk about the change that they're making here now. The Malawians are taking out Patricia Nyirenda, the player that has gone off, and the lady from Ntopwa, Super Queens, the player that has gone off now for the Malawians. They brought on Jessie number 15 as the first change for this encounter. Emily Josam. The player just came on now for this Malawian side. What do you think the coach is trying to fix here, given the change that he just made now with this match?
As you have seen, that is brought in a defender, because the defense is there's no stability in the defense. So he's trying to stabilize the defense for them not to concede more goals, because if you can concede 3 goals in the first 45 minutes, what about the other 45 minutes? It's going to be an uphill task. And we have said that this is a group of death, which we are looking forward to be having 2 teams going through to the semi-finals. So they are trying to minimize the number of goals they are going to concede.
They just came onto the field of play now, jersey number 15, 19 years of age as well. Another player who played his football for Blantyre 0, currently playing for Skippers FC, making a 3rd cap overall for her country. Talking about Emily Zabula Josam. They just came on now. So the first change being made here by Malawi. We are in the first half. You can see total fouls so far 13. There's been a clean game so far.
Sure, it has been a clean game. As you know that when women play, they're not as hard as men, because this is a men's game, but we play it as women, and we don't want to have so many knocks. This is a long tournament, and if you lose...
Mistake at the back now, Chivanga! And yeah, Chiwanga this time around, Chawinga rather making no mistake. And this time around it is the Chawinga who makes it 3-2. She was not going to be denied for the 3rd time today. A 7th goal for the national team of Malawi. A 2nd in this tournament.
Just a miscue from one of the Zambian defenders that gave him that goal. It came from just nowhere. A miscue that he was just good on reaction, and he picked the spot. Clinical finishing from these 2 top strikers. One from Malawi and the other one from Zambia. It's going to be...
The reaction coming through from everybody on the bench. Chance!
Safe.
Beautiful save from a goalkeeper once again. So far, she has been the player of the match overall.
For this 34 minutes, yes, she's been the best between the 2 goalkeepers, because Zambia is attacking more than Malawi, and she has stood very well in those.
Offside been given against Barbara Banda once again here for the Zambians. 5-goal thriller between these 2 nations. They are both still looking to win this tournament. They are yet to win this tournament, and I tell you, this is the key one indeed here. The beauty of having a game played around the neighborhoods is that kids like this will come out after having enjoyed a great day at school. They'll come out to enjoy the beautiful game. Remember, the Zimbabwean team is coming up, the Mighty Warriors, coming up shortly. So the dignities are arriving shortly, and we'll be looking forward to seeing how this game will pan out for the Mighty Warriors. They are the host, after all, and they'll be looking to do well in this tournament as the host nation.
Very true. They need just to define this trophy, as you know that we are the host. But playing at home, it's very difficult because you'll be under pressure, having all the dignitaries coming, being the ZIFA president, being the COSAFA president. So you need to win it at all costs. As you know that the Warriors team won it in Rustenburg, so it's the Mighty Warriors who should win it as well.
It is here now indeed the first half of this match between Zambia and Malawi. 3-2, the scoreline is in favor of Zambia. So let's see now. Near side of a field will be taken by Wezi Mvula towards the penalty area. Well intercepted again, collected here. Making a run here, it is Chavinda into the penalty area. And marked again. Chawinga managed to do well to get away from a marker. Takes a shot in the goalkeeper. This time around on the line, collecting the ball easily. Hazel Natasha Nali. She's only been tried thrice.
Yes.
She has messed up the 2.
Twice.
Managed to save only once. And she's been up against one player. In fact, one surname in Chawinga. The young and the older. Now this should be, that should be tight. This will be very tight, because I believe the 2 players should have played them on, but I tell you, it will be very tight to see how that one was given as an offside.
it's very true because yeah.
It's an early ball played in. This time he's onside, going towards the penalty area. It is a Chanda into the penalty area. Chanda rattles the upright.
Being selfish, but you don't blame her for trying it, because if you look in the box, she was the only Zambian player in the box, and there was no one. The only thing that she did is the first touch, because it took her off balance. She should have taken it with the right foot and tapped it forward to her. It was going to be just good.
Don't you feel like you were the one playing? Because at that time, all she had to do was actually feint a pass and then really cut inside and go for one of those, because should have actually had an open goal to the far post.
This is it, because the first touch that was just off for the first kick, the first touch that she had.
Goalkeeper under pressure, the defender taking no prisoners for this one, clearing the ball away, and will be a throw-in on the near side of the field next to the corner flag for the Malawians. 3-2 the scoreline. We have had a goal almost every 7 minutes in this match. Before the ball is played, here comes Chawinga's ball into the penalty area. The goalkeeper collecting right on the line. 59, Temwa Chawinga. So we're going to have two players celebrating their birthdays on the 22nd of this month. One will be for Malawi, one will be for Zambia. One turning 20, one turning 19, respectively. It's not a clearance at the back for the Malawians.
If the goalkeeper has just communicated with her, she was just going to control it and start the play at the back. They need to be communicating than just kicking the ball forward. And at least the Malawian team has just picked up, and this is exactly what we need. We want to see that competition in all the departments. What a good turn.
So as the ball won again here by Wilomba, goes in near side of the field. Offside given against the Zambians. Player talking about who should have actually had the ball better was Chisomo Kazizonga. She had a chance to clear the ball or just pay the ball back to the keeper to clear, and almost put the country under pressure. Necessary pressure should have been.
At least now they're just winning those balls and starting to play, which is very good for Malawi. They ought to keep playing it what they were doing. And the keeper now is just coming up, playing as a sweeper, which we need. We need that at least for them to be playing the football like the Zambians are doing.
So the 3 is a lucky number. South Africa won it 3 times. Zimbabwe hosting their 3rd tournament. So can that be also their 2nd title in this COSAFA Women's Championship? South Africa 2002 won it, 2006 won it, 2008 they won it 3 in a row and kept that tournament, the title, and they could have made it 4 in 2011. And it was that Rosemary aspect and the Zimbabwean team that came across and stopped them from doing so, therefore winning the title in 2011 here in Zimbabwe. A total of 11 countries coming from this region are playing in this tournament, and 1 being invited from the eastern side. Chansey in the penalty area now. Kept in play. No, they cannot keep it in play.
I think Zambia have seen that the Malawian team defense is poor when in terms of reaction. They're just trying to lob those balls behind that defense, and having those top strikers, Noria and the number is 7, the one wearing number 7 jersey, they've been just going past those defense. They need at least to be picking their men each and every time the ball is being played, and not to let it loose.
So here comes now Sosola playing the ball in, intercepted well here by the Malawians. Here comes Ulomba. And the ball short on the far side of the field. It is collected here by the Zambian still. Polo towards the penalty area, cleared away this time. Here they come now, on the far side of a field now. Paul stolen away this time around. It is still Zambia into the penalty area. Zambia still going. Banda! Banda pushed the ball wide.
Brian, what he did is very correct in terms of playing, because we ought to have one striker at the first post and the other one on the last post. And as you can see, there was no one on the last post, and he was the only person who was just forward. So you tried at least to put it far post, which is exactly one of the key areas a striker needs to have.
11 days of what is expected to be a brilliant tournament kicking off today. It will all culminate, it will all come to an end on the 24th, when we'll have the final game of this TOSS tournament. Now, when you talk about the COSAFA region and how they've done over the years, only 6 nations from the COSAFA region have qualified for the African Women's Championship. Yes, they haven't won it yet. South Africa 11 times, Zimbabwe 4 times, Angola and Zambia 2 times, Namibia, Mozambique qualified as well once each. There's also Reunion, who appeared in 2000. So yellow card has been given against Anita Mulenga, and one of the senior players in this Zambian side. First appearance of the COSAFA tournament. Former under-17 international, 22 years of age, playing football for Green Buffaloes. It is the army team in Zambia. 36th cap for her, so she's one of the senior players from Lusaka. Chancing now for a set piece to be taken. It's a long one taken straight to the goalkeeper, Hazel Nali.
Good goal keep sweeping with the keeper. That's one of the best aspects you ought to have when you're having your goalkeeper, to use both feet and the hand. And that's exactly what the Malawian keeper has done. I agree with you, Brian, that for the very first time, I think we must be having a goalkeeper as the man of as a woman of the tournament.
So we are now approaching the end of the first 45 minutes, which has been a thrill 8 minutes so far between these two countries. She Polo up against the Flames, Lady Flames of Malawi.
As we see a throw-in from the Zambians as they're pushing forward, attacking the Malawian goal.
When South Africa went on to win this tournament in 2002, they scored a total of 31 goals in the tournament.
And Zim scored a total of 36 goals in that tournament.
Yep. So
that shows the quality of players that we had during that time.
So there was one of those indeed, yeah. So those all the goals I was talking about are scored in the group stages of the tournament in that year. So it is all about goals and goals and goals and goals galore. 5 have been scored in the first 45 minutes of this match here. Zambia leading by 3 goals to 2 against Malawi. It has been the goalkeeper Banda who has done well. There has been Nali who has done well. But it is goals that happens. South Africa, it is in fact Zambia leading here by 3 goals to 2 after the first 45.
Very true, it was an exciting
City touchdown to tie the game. Hunt tries to get into the end zone, and they rule it a touchdown. 243 yards from scrimmage.
Some debut for the rookie Kareem Hunt.
Here's Matic. Good drag, a lovely free kick. Derby finding their feet nicely. And this is in danger of becoming embarrassing for Hull. That's 5. Who would have foreseen this?
I think he now knows where the range of Timber is. Almost surprised him there.
Timber! Down goes Timber! He does it! The pain train is back!
Oh my goodness! The power of Mazzani and Timber is still down, feeling the effect. And there is that iron claw. Nothing Garimbo can do about it now.
And Caputo in the final moments of round 3. And get them a point here. They were relegated at the end of last season. He hits the back of the net. And number 3 for Empoli, and surely that saves a point for them. And Viverini and his team will feel justified.
This one is all over now. Kano Pillars are the champions of the COSAFA Premier Basketball League 2017. Look at how much it means to them. Kano Pillars, back-to-back champions.
That's it. That's the championship. The Trinbago Knight Riders are champions once again of the Hero CPL.
Nothing the coaches can do. Fans can't bear to watch. The season down to this. Extra time. Shuey taken high by Polak. Free kick. Free kick for Luke Shuey. Luke Shuey kicks after the siren in extra time to send the West Coast Eagles on in season 2017. He's kicked a goal. The Eagles have won.
It's half time here in Barbersfield. Second fixture of the day. Zambia going head to head with Malawi. The score is currently 3-2 with Zambia taking the lead. Guys, what an exciting game. I think this is what we've been looking forward to.
Definitely, very exciting game we've seen. Zambia wants it, Malawi wants it. The goals, the beautiful goals. Awesome game.
Yes, Elasta, I think that first game, bit of a slower pace, but this game, it's just these ladies are running up and down.
Look, very interesting game, exciting game as well, mouth-watering encounter. I mean, end-to-end stuff, they're having a go at each other. It looks as if anyone can score at any time. It's a very open game. Some very good players on the side of Malawi, on the side of Zambia as well. So difficult for the defenders to contain such kind of players, but poor defending as well from both sides.
Yes, Malawi with the Chawinga sisters who are in fine form. And of course, that first goal came from Tabitha Chawinga. Let's have a look at that one, Doreen.
Beautiful goal from Tabitha Chawinga. Ball in from the middle field and straight to her foot, and she converted it very nicely and beautifully, like a professional she is. And yeah, Malawi with the first one was a beautiful goal indeed.
So much control, so much composure in that Tabitha Chawinga. She's one of the players who will play on the international side, Elasto.
Chawinga, foreign-based player. Look at him, look at her calmness, in front of goal. But I like the pass that came in midfield, coming from the likes of Shulue, that was able to just locate her in that run. But look at the defending as well from Zambia. High line, leaving that huge space behind. Of course, Chawinga was going to capitalize on that.
Yes, but Zambia was not going to be outshone. Of course, there was that clinical pass to Sosala, that second goal. Doreen?
Yes, definitely. Zambia has been up and about in this game, and they definitely wanted also more. And they've shown it through the attack. They attack with very high speed, and they have very high quality players from the left and the right wing. And that beautiful goal from the right wing from Noria Solasa, who got a pass from the defense and converted it to a beautiful goal.
Yes, now Elasto, Zambia has won bronze twice in this tournament, and I think that they came to mean serious business. Taking a look at that third goal by Zambia there from Zulu, and she just snuck that in.
Yeah, Zulu, look at the defending again there. I mean, this ball, you'd have thought that maybe the keeper, Banda, could have had covered, but I think she was just, slower to try to move to that far post. But these are balls that sometimes, needless to say, that you should concede goals like this. But for Zambia, they looked like in that moment in time, they could extend the lead. But this is a game that floodgates have opened. Anything could happen in this match. 3-2 in the first half. Yes, lots of goals.
Dorina, that other goal as well there, the Zambian side, the women love to celebrate there.
Barbara Banda there converting through a simple header. Or what I would say, like my colleague is saying, silly mistake from the defense, and then the strikers right there and converts into a very beautiful goal with a simple header. Yeah.
Yes, of course, and Malawi still managed to bring one more goal through. That's a second brace of the tournament by Tabitha Chawengwa. Elasto.
Chawengwa, she's been in fine form. I think we could see, the quality that she has. Just again, those defensive frailties coming from it. Was a free kick floated in the box. Zambia could have done better. You can't leave such a lady free. And for sure, on the right foot, you can see that touch just puts everyone off, allows her again face to face with the goalkeeper. I mean, with the quality that she has, she wasn't going to miss. It's game on. Anything can happen now with 3-2. You thought Zambia 3-1 were comfortable, but I can tell you, this game is far from over.
Yeah, guys, let's talk a little bit more about just the physicality of this team, these two teams, as opposed to the other two.
Yeah, the morning's game was a bit dull, a bit boring, but we can see in this game it has been with a high tempo from the very beginning. Zambia is very fast, very fast with their passes and very fast in their movements and their runs. And up towards the strikers, they want the goals, and they're making various runs from different places. And then their midfielders are very, very quick with their passes. They want goals. They want more goals. Malawi equally with the Chawinga sisters up front, number 10 and number 11. They a bit of a disconnect in the midfield, but they're managing.
Great, lots of action to look forward to. Stay with us as we go on to the second half of Malawi going head-to-head with Zambia.
Time gives us moments. Moments that define us, fuel us, ignite us. Moments defined by a second.
He's in! Patriots win the Super Bowl! What a comeback!
A second that will push you.
This possession right here, let's go!
Unearth you.
Be the best you can be and be yourself on time, man.
Give you bragging rights. Give us a second and we'll give you a championship. Every second counts. The NFL on Kwesa Sports for the fan.
We could say we have over 50 channels to offer. Or we could say choose exactly what you pay with our exclusive pay-as-you-watch plans.
That's amazing!
Let's just say entertainment for everyone is our mission. Introducing Kwesa TV. We're here and it's all here.
Let's go.
Enjoy a world of premium and exclusive entertainment with smash hit movies, premiere series, fave, documentaries, news, and more.
Problem solved. I appreciate y'all.
We bring you first to Africa Entertainment Plus, some of your favorite shows. More choice, less cost, only on Kwesa TV. Join the movement today. Sign up to Kwese TV. Visit kwese.com or your nearest Kwese branded store.
This September, we're bringing home the world's greatest sport. September. Catch the culmination of the Caribbean Cricket League T20. Then the wait is over as the NFL season kicks off on KS2 and Kwese Free Sports. Get fired up for Formula One in Italy and Singapore. Plus, we've got the finest football from the EFL Championship and the EFL Cup third round. Both on Kwese Free Sports and KS1. Don't miss Aviva Premiership Rugby on KS1 and KS2. Stay ahead of the pack with UCI Road World Championship. Catch every moment of Major League Baseball. And take American football seriously in the Red Zone on ESPN. This September on Kwese Sports. For the fan.
Football, you love it, and so do we. And here at Kwese Sports, we have got all your football needs covered by football foodies. We have the best experts to share their opinions on the latest groundbreaking football news, previews, and reviews on the big games from the continent and way beyond. Now, what you need to do is join us on Football Foodies every single Thursday at 8 p.m. Central Africa time, only on Kwese Sports.
Welcome back, and thank you very much to Kundai, Doreen, as well as Elasto Kapweta, as I just really broke down what have been a very interesting first 45 minutes between Zambia and Malawi. What a game we have on our hands here. The Malawians fighting as much as they were receiving. They gave as well at the same time here in this encounter. Now, let's talk about it here, first of all, Rosemary, the way things eventually look like. We'll talk about it in a bit today, because I think we have to acknowledge and applaud the progression as far as women football is concerned around the region and totality in the world.
It's very true. As I had said on that, football has grown into better and better, especially if we are having teams from the southern region qualifying for Olympics. That shows that women football is improving in all the departments, because FIFA and CAF, they're making sure that women football is progressing in each and every country. As we have seen that FIFA and CAF is also having to do more competitions for women as well as for men. That shows that women are no more pushovers as they were before.
Talk about the physicality part of it. That is something that I've picked up as well, that there's more hunger, more aggression coming through. The ladies are looking fitter and tougher as well on the field of play. There's no longer a situation where you'll just see one being pushed over and just really going down. They really stand their grounds lately.
Yes, for sure. As you know that it's one of the conditions for you to perform very well. You ought to be fit. So it's an aspect that you need to have. And as you know that this is football has become more scientific. We have psychologists, we have fitness trainers, we have everyone who's doing a job. So each and every team is preparing very well for a tournament, and as well as having the proper diet that we used to not to have during our playing times. It has just become more scientific, and this is why we are having more players who are much fitter than our playing times.
I hope you're not talking diet and referring to me that I need to actually have a diet, so we'll just move along from that one. So, yellow card coming out here. It is a player down from the Zambian side. And the referee, Akona Makalima, has to issue a card. There's already been one yellow card in this game so far. And that's a reason why the yellow card is coming out against Madiana Nguluwe, young lady born in Mzimba in Malawi, DD Sunshine player, third cap for a national team overall, making her first appearance in this tournament as well. 21 years of age, by the way. And she can see from her face, it is warm. The flames are hitting up. The flames are burning to try and get a goal over the She Polo Polo.
Sure, it's a very contested match. And as you see, each and everyone who came in here wants to make a point that as Malawi, there is a lot of development in Malawi in terms of grassroots. This is why you are having a change to Malawi from the previous team that you used to have in the previous tournament. As you remember very well, the last tournament that we played in Zim, they were the first team to score against us, and we eventually won the team 8-2. But the first 2 goals which they scored, that shows it's a good team that is improving.
Mary Wilomba is the player that got injured not so long ago. For me, it's just been one of the best players to watch so far in this game for the Zambians. Now, long ball played in. And once again, Martha Banda comes out and delivers the goods. 2 goals considered by her so far in this match. So this is what they're playing for. So one of the countries here of the 12 that are playing will be hoisting this trophy, will be celebrating winning this trophy. Who will it be? Kenya, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Namibia, Madagascar, Mauritius, Mozambique, Lesotho, Botswana, Swaziland. I mentioned them all. They're all wishing and hoping they can get their hands on this trophy. They can walk home and be the ones celebrated in their country for bringing this one home. So far, only 2 nations have won this particular trophy. One of them is South Africa with 3 titles. Zimbabwe, defending champions, coming to this tournament. The last edition was played in 2011. There was no COSAFA Women's Championship in 2012, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So let's see now. Corner kick given to Zambia. Long ball played in. Keeper comes out and gets a hand to it, but a ball falls short again to the near side of the field. Esther's ball whooped in again. Still alive for the Zambians. A ball in! Caught by the goalkeeper on the line, Martha Banda. Martha Banda picking up where she left off in the first half. Continuing exactly with the same format, with the same line. And enjoying every moment of this one. Here comes Temwa Tengwa. Temwa Chawinga. Showcasing a bit of her skills. The younger of the 2 Chawinga sisters. Sisters already scored 2 goals. She'll want to score a goal as well today. To join her sister in the scoring department. It is still her again. It is Chawinga. Near side of the field. Cut back into the penalty area. Miscute clearance. But the goalkeeper equal to the task. Route 1 ball now from the goalkeeper. Banda is there on the far side. Banda still going. Banda taking him on. Banda plays the ball short. Cleared away in the penalty area by Malawi. Only as far as the Zambian once again. Here comes Wilomba. Wilomba trying to go for one of those. That's a wishful shot, more or less. And, the Malawians, whenever they do go forward, they look good. And then they also need to deal with their defensive frailties that have seen them concede 3 goals so far in this match. Chawinga. Well washed this time around. Anna Lock and Key. Get away this time around by Annie Kibanji. On the far side of the field. Annie Kibanji, 26 years of age. Number 20 player for the Zambians. Ball play short on the far side of the field. Elubi Botoman. Flick on coming in, collected by the goalkeeper. Hazel Natasha Nali. Let's picture the ball twice at the back of the net when she has been attacked 3 times. While the other goalkeeper, Martha Banda, has had at least 7 shots that have taken against her. 3 have gone in, 4 she was absolutely brilliant. One of those, by the way, near the help of the upright. One of those in need of the crossbar as well to save the day for her. So many lines on the far side. It is Judith Iralema Caetano from Angola. One of the former hosts of this tournament, by the way, Angola. In South Africa, one of the editions, it was Angola who hosted the tournament as well. So still Zambia. It's given away this time around as a free kick now. Is it a throw, in fact? It's a foul throw. It's a rare thing when you see foul throw from professional players. I know, I'll be forgiven. Because when I go for a throw, I usually use one hand. And so I always find myself in trouble. So the brains behind the Zambian side, they're all thinking now. Everybody's coming and contributing something. That's what you need to do. Telling this other one, this is what you need to do. You need to close that gap. I wonder the player don't even hear him because they're far from them. So they'll be dissecting this and telling them where it went wrong. But I still have matches coming up, especially one against the host nation. That will be fireworks. The Zambian game against the mighty Warriors of Zimbabwe. And Malawi are trailing by 3-2. A far better performance to their first match when they played against Zambia in 2002, where they saw 8 goals scored without an answer from them. Today they scored first. As you can see, the bench of Malawi. See, always interesting. I always want to be a fly in the change room to hear what the coach says at halftime. Whether they swear, or they smile, or they applaud the players, I want to be able to hear all of that, because that will translate in how they perform come the second half. Now, Zambia, early ball play to the penalty area. Well read this time around. And easily cleared away this time. On the near side by Fatireni Kazambe. Another player playing the football for Skippers FC in Malawi. She's a debutant, by the way, making a first appearance for the senior national team of Malawi. Here's Banda, showcasing his skills as well, that I cannot only save them, but if you give me a chance, I can show them a thing or two on the field of play.
Those are modern goalkeepers. That's what we need in women's football.
I remember one goalkeeper tried doing one of those and I gave a cheap goal. So you need to also be aware what happens now. Shipolo Polo, chance in the penalty area. There's a chance here for them to try and get their 4th goal. Shot coming in! Oh, what a cracker! That is one for collectors. Near post, no chance. Goal number 2. Thank you very much. She scores beauties, doesn't she? Misozi Chisha Rachel Zulu. Have a look at this again. Near post, the goalkeeper, no chance, absolutely no chance. She thought she was going to go far post, but she went high and hard and very strong, shot in a penalty in the back of the net.
It's very true. As you have seen, that she just took the ball to the other side, and she made sure she picked the post. And this is exactly the quality of goals that we need. And far post, a very brilliant goal from Rachel Zulu. And that shows the quality of women football that is improving during these years of having this COSAFA tournament.
So Zulu strikes again on the 55th minute. She scored her first goal on the 50th minute in the first half, and Zulu once again with another beautiful goal. The first one, she didn't even need a first touch. She just went in for the ball as soon as it landed. She was there pouncing a loose ball. But here comes Chawinga. Does she have an answer? No, she cannot go past Chawinga. So Zambia where the ball is played. Here they come again, Banda. This time around, Banda to the penalty area. And the goalkeeper will come out and protect for a corner. That should have been a corner. That should have been a corner kick. The ball was over. Now here they come again. This time around it is Madiana Ngulunge. Madiana Nguluwe. So there's the bench of Malawi. On your far right, she's the team manager, Catherine. She knows everything about every player in the squad of Malawi. She's the one that's putting together notes saying these are the players to look at. The Chawinga sisters will be the ones to look at because they're going to cause problems. Here's a Chawinga sister coming in. Goalkeeper spills the ball the first time around. But there's nobody in the green colors to get the second ball. Banda now does well, Banda. Under pressure, Banda does well to keep possession. 2 players to aim for in the penalty area. Banda, any cross needed. 3rd player arriving in the penalty area. Still Banda goes. Still Banda going in. Banda plays the ball in. Chance in for a shot. Miscued. Wilomba laid back towards her. Wilomba took a shot and a tackle was brilliant as well. As the ball is put out, and will be a corner kick to Shipolo Polo.
Brian, that was a very brilliant play by Rachel. As you've seen, she had to cut back at the penalty spot, being the one of the prime target areas, and she did well. Unfortunately, to Chilongwa, who couldn't make it count, but that was a very brilliant play by Rachel, and we expect the Zambians at least to make use of these chances there, which they are creating right now.
No, she doesn't take any nonsense, this lady that is in charge here, talking about Makalima. So we see now the ball was still rolling, so the referee wants that to be retaken. The far side of Swisha, Judith Caetano from Angola. So clearance into the penalty area again. This one collected by the Zambians once again. And now we just need to keep composure. They are committing unnecessary fouls. They're making mistakes at the back. As the goals that have been scored against them. And they've really cost them this problem so far in this match. So let's see now. Here comes Yulomba. Plays in a long ball. Testing the goalkeeper. She makes a mistake, but she recovers in time. Martha Banda had made a mistake, and that could have been goal number 5 easily for the Zambians. But a quick reaction with nobody to protect her. And she came out the worst in a challenge that came out there from Noria Sosala. Have a look at this. That's always a difficult ball, and he dips just before he gets to the goalkeeper.
Exactly. But the alertness and the quickness of the keeper, the ability and agility to change sides when that ball, for the second time to catch it, when Noria tried to shoot, that is a point-blank save from the goalkeeper.
This is just how she has kept her country in this game, with the same that she has made so far in this match here. It could have been 7 or 8-0 or 8 already before we got to the second half. Those are the 2 saves she made in the first half. There's one of the other saves she made in the first half as well. Then the second half came through as well. This is how she made this save to deny them a chance. Then she just really has been brilliant. If you count those saves alone, 5 in total, excluding this one, this makes it number 10. There could have been 10 goals already scored by the She Polo Polo. But she has kept things very good so far. So the goalkeeper has really kept things very well. And Chawinga has scored the 2 goals so far in this match here. It has been a brilliant first 60 minutes of this encounter. 30 minutes to go. Group A match. The first game in Group A. The second game in the 2017 COSAFA Women's Championship. And this is Group A match. The crowd has really come out in great numbers. The school kids are coming to watch. Different heroes that will be taking part here today for the mighty Warriors of Zimbabwe. So if you look at the number of goals that have been scored, 6 in total. This is how the goals came about. The first one was scored by Malawi with Chawinga putting the ball near post to make it 1-0. Then there was a chance there. The ball fed in towards the captain of the side, and she equalized to say, if the captain can do it, I can do it too. That's a Zulu's brilliant shot. First time shot into the back of them to make it 3-0. At the stage was 2-1, I beg your pardon. Then it was Zambia who went on to make it 3-1 with this header that was played by Banda. Then a shot came in. The quicker to react was Chawinga once again. Chawinga putting the ball past the goalkeeper to make it 4. Or it was a 3-2 at the stage at the end of the first half. In the second half, then have a look at this for Zulu to just say Bayete into the back of the net to make it 4-2 to She Polo Polo. Next game coming up at 4:30. So 16:30, there's the game will kick off for this particular one. The host nation, Zimbabwe, in action in that match against the Islanders of Madagascar. Now Banda, I tell you, the masseuse will be working very hard for Banda today. She's worked very hard today.
It's very
they need to have a masseuse waiting for her at the hotel to really give her a proper massage. Whether they lose or win, I believe that she has done well for the country today.
It's very true. She has kept the scoreline as it is 4-2 because she has done so many brilliant serves and she's just making sure that the team will remain in this tournament by not conceding many goals. And she has just done that brilliant serves, which we are looking forward to see from a good Malawi side.
Seen a change happening now for Pidirani. Malora is the player that just came on from Blantyre, as this is the second change of this match. Where they played the football for Bangwe FC before arriving at the Blantyre 0, making an 8th appearance for a national team. So she comes in, a young lady from Blantyre. Majority of the players from Zambia are also staying in the capital, in Lusaka. And they're all sent there because of football. So now, scoreline remains Zambia 4, Malawi 2. Could be worse. Chancin blocked away. Near side of the field, ball playing towards Chawinga. Trying to play the ball forward, intercepted well here by the Zambians. Free kick has been given by the referee. There's a player down as the game is stopped. Chawinga has gone to the ground on the far side. Plays the football in Sweden. The captain of the side. 9th start for the national team today. 7 goals to the good. That is a brilliant return for a player. Chawinga, former player. Tabitha Chawinga, that's the name. She's the older sister to Temwa Chawinga, wearing jersey number 10. And the sister was celebrating her 90th birthday on the 22nd. She played football first for Didi Sunshine before arriving and playing at the moment for Frans Vekenst in Vensneg, beg your pardon, in Sweden. The crowd is coming out in great numbers here. They're just arriving and all enjoying every bit of the game that has been played so far here today between the two nations, between the first game that played as well earlier on today. So Zambia will be making a change again shortly. Another former under-17 international, Irene Kibanji, is about to come on to the field of play for the Zambians. So that will be the second change, or the first change, I beg your pardon, for the She Polo Polos, as the change is being put into effect. It is goals that matters. Don't forget, at the end of this match, Kundai, Doreen and Elasto will be looking at this and dissecting what had actually gone wrong or right for the different teams. And Muzi will be taking over as well for the third game that's coming up later on between Zimbabwe and Madagascar. It is the third and final game for today. We move on to day 2. Chawinga dispossessed. Lomba intercepted well. Banda in possession for Zambia. Shipolo Polo going wide, far side. Zulu is there. Rachel Zulu forced wide on the far side of the field for Shipolo Polo. Plays the ball in, headed away this time around by Kazembe. For a debutant, she has done exceptionally well, Kazembe. She has worked hard at the back and she has kept things very tight at the back. So the change happening for Zambia. Grace Chanda is the player making way. And in comes the second of the Kibanji onto the field of play. It's the first change for She Polo Polo for this encounter. Already 2 changes made by the opponents. So let's see exactly how the change will affect the game. Be made here by the Zambians. Player just came on, plays a football for Zesco. In fact, she plays a football for Green Buffaloes from Lusaka as well. She comes in now for 10th appearance for a national team, making a first appearance in the COSAFA tournament, former under-17 international. And she's a defensive player, so like for like, from a Zambian point of view, fresher legs to try and hold at the back for the Zambians. They're 4-2 up. They do not want to let go of the scoreline because that might count against them going forward if they concede more goals. But now they have to deal with the problem. Here comes Chawinga, from the younger to the older, but well read by the Zambians once again. It was Temwa trying to pick up Tabita, but now they've got to deal with their own problems. Into the penalty area. Banda! The idea was great. The foot did something else. The brain was thinking something else. And the ball did whatever the foot said he must do.
It's very true, Brian, but as you have seen, that the defender was just behind him. He could have just pushed one more step into the field of play, into that penalty area, and pick a post, the far post that she was aiming. She should have just controlled the ball and pushed one little bit.
Long ball played in, this one just wide and out. Pilirani Malora looking to supply the captain to become the first player to score a hat-trick in this year's tournament. It was not to be. Ball intercepted, and that will be taken at the back here by Shi Polo Polo. We're now 2 minutes before we come to the end of Aurora, to the 70th minute. 22 minutes before the end of this match. Now the goalkeeper was out of the penalty area, and the ball somehow stopped by her left hand. Very lucky escape for her, I have to say. She was skating on the thinnest of ice. We're in a very hot Bobofield Stadium. So let's have a look here. There's the goalkeeper coming out. Ooh, lucky escape, because the ball struck her hand. It was outside the penalty, it struck her hand, and yes, that official should have picked it up.
This is very true, because we have the match. The referee should have just picked that, because she handled the ball outside. That should have been a free kick awarded to Malawi. But unfortunately, the official was not near the play, and this is why they were not given that.
Here's Malawi again. The Flames on the far side of the field. Sabina Tom dispossessed. Ball going to play will be given to the Zambians to restart on the far side of the field. So Stuart Mbole, assisted by Maggie Chombo and Andrew Chikosi. We've seen Mary Chombo has been very active. She's been up since the game started and really ushering instructions to the side of Zambia, or Malawi, I beg your pardon. It's a challenge, strong challenge coming in. Very strong challenge coming through from the Zambian player. Roda Chilese, another one from Ndola. So a yellow card so far, 1-1. So let's see now, this is a set piece given to the Malawians. Forward is Chawinga! Chawinga, wishful thinking from her. Coming from Chawinga, this one goes over the crossbar. Will come back as a goal kick. That is Maggie Chombo on your picture now.
She is a former player for the Malawian team. She's also an instructor as well.
See now, she knows what is at stake here. Pride of the nation. It's a chance in again, cleared away. It's very good to see former players being given a chance to be other coaches or to be part of the coaching department of these teams. You one of them. Given a chance, and you have to prove yourself and weigh yourself very well in the continent, and in the world at large as well. Something that we were talking about also before coming to this tournament was how the Zimbabweans, mighty warriors, were able to score a goal in each match that they played in the Olympics. Yes, they might have got a few half a dozens en route as well, but matches now. Here comes Chiwanga. Chiwanga playing in! Oh, should have given the ball to a younger sister. who was just next to her, just to crazily go because the goalkeeper had committed herself and come forward. But Chiwanga knows she should have done better. Tabitha should have done better there.
It's very true, because they've seen the couple has just come out, and if she had played to the younger sister from the start, Brian, the younger sister was in a better position to have taken that football. But he went and took that ball.
She knows it. That should have been a goal. So the change has happened now, the third and final change for the Malawians. Coming in is Jesse number 13. Rachel Mwale is the player that comes on for the Malawians. Final change of this match. Rachel Mwale is a player who will be looking to take them forward. She's a striker coming on for Kazi Zonga. Zonga, a defender, so they've sacrificed a defender to bring in a striker. She's from Lilongwe. Player just came on now. Plays the football for Moyal Women's FC. Only appearing in a second match for the national team. So the 3 changes for Malawi have come and gone. 3 changes have come and gone. Malawi is making their intentions clear. They're playing a straight hand to say, we want goals. She's been working hard. But I think at some stage, she took everything over herself where she could have actually played. She wants a sub, there's no sub available.
It's very true. Maybe he hasn't seen that the last sub has just been brought in. And as we can see on the replay, that is a foul, because the Zambian player did not go for the ball. She just went and bumped into Chivinga, which is not correct.
So we are in the second half of this encounter. It remains Zambia 4, Malawi 2. Total of 10 goals have been scored in the first 2 matches in this year's tournament. COSAFA Women's Championship. Now it's a long ball played in. Chawinga is not there. The older Chawinga. So set up for a very thrilling match later on today. With all the kids coming back from school. The opening ceremony will happen as well. So a lot to talk about in this COSAFA Women's Championship for 2017. The 5th edition of a tournament overall. Here in Barberfields, Bulawayo, Zimbabwe. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow, 3 more matches to talk about. So that's the bench of the She Polo Polos. Leading here by 4 goals to 2. So job well done so far from the Zambian point of view. Good cross. Heading there for Malawi. There's nobody. Wearing the colors of Malawi. Easily collected by Zambia. Now, they have been stretched at the back. Banda goes in. Banda is alone. Banda drills one home to get a second goal as well, Banda. A great run, a brilliant execution, a job well done overall for Zambia.
That was a clinical finish. The moment he took that ball, he knew exactly where he wanted to place it. And all the goals which were scored from Zambia are far post. Brilliant goal.
So the goal being scored here by Banda. Goal is scoring goal number 2 for the game. Goal number 5 for the Zambians in totality. So a change happening as well in the meantime for She Polo Polo. They are leading by a total of 5 goals to 2. So 11 goals scored in the first day already and counting. Zambia 5, Malawi 2. There can be more. Here they come, Zulu on a hat-trick. Zulu cast the ball away, keeper will collect. Malawi now. We are now left with 15 minutes before we come to the end of this match. Still coming up later on, we have the game between Zimbabwe and Madagascar, plus the opening ceremony for this year's tournament. So the lady for me who has been a brilliant performer for the Zambians will be rested now. Mary Wilomba. Mary Wilomba, the 19-year-old from Lusaka, is making way. She has had a very good game, putting a great shift for her national team today. Composure when she has gone forward. She has really kept things tight at the back as well. So she's the one that's making way. In comes a player from Lusaka. Now, this lady who just came onto the field of play used to run 200 and 400 meters when they were in the Commonwealth Games way back in 2008. And she's from Lusaka, playing for Green Buffaloes. The young lady seeing in a picture at the moment. She's young because I'm old, but she's 31, by the way.
Sure, Brian. I can see that she's young and very fit. She can run 90 minutes like you.
She's making a second appearance, by the way, for the national team, former 200-meter and 400-meter runner. So we have a Wade van Niekerk meets Usain Bolt on a field of play.
That will be interesting.
So we'll see now. There's a long ball played in, offside given. Indirect free kick given to the Malawians by the referee. So 2 changes for the Zambians, 1 more to make, 3 already for Malawi. Now Chansin leaves the ball behind. The tackle was brilliant. Second chance again. Get in, and this one is wide. Again, Chawinga had 2 players to play the ball to, but you can't blame him for this one. She had a goal written all over, but somehow the goalkeeper did well. When the younger of the 2, Chawinga right, Temwa was there, but Temwa couldn't find a back of the net either. And the ball has gone wide. This time, let me look at this. The tackle was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant tackle.
As you have said it, that was a good tackle from Anna. She did very well in making sure that Chawinga couldn't pick the post, and this is exactly what we need from your defenders.
Long ball in, keeper read it well, parries the ball away. Back into play onto the far side. It's a second bite of the cherry. Much better this time around. Chance in! And then what is it? Offside given. Whoa, that will have to be very tight, I have to say. I think the offside player would have been Malora, because Chawinga came from a slightly deeper position. I tell you, this is a lucky escape for Zambia. So the fans streaming in, one after the other, to enjoy what has been a brilliant game. They came right in time and caught most of the goals. And we're hoping more of this. Comes the game between Zimbabwe and Madagascar. Chance in again, keeper. Oh, my word. And I told you, she's had a tough day at the office. She's worked very hard. She's tired. She's allowed to make those mistakes.
The last 15 minutes of the game, they're very critical. And the first 15 minutes are very critical. So she has to make sure that she concentrates the entire match. If she gives in right now, then the team will lose it.
Second half. 8 minutes remains. Zambia leading by 5 goals to 2 against Malawi. On a picture, Grace Zulu, another player from Indeni Roses, a debutant, by the way, for the national team of Zambia today, 22 years of age, former under-20 international. She was part of the squad of the Zambians under-20 team that knocked out the Basetsana, the South African under-20 team, and making them fail to qualify for the World Cup. And Basetsana, by the way, the South African under-20 team, will be taking and playing their first game in the qualifiers for the next World Cup, taking on the Namibian under-20 side this coming weekend. A two-legged match played in Dobsonville, and the other one we played in Namibia, the second leg of that match. Hence, South Africa have dropped one of the key players in the squad at the moment. Young Linda Mutlalo has been dropped to go and play as the skipper of that side to the under-20s. Moving away from playing at the COSAFA tournament for South Africa.
That shows how South Africa serious they are for them to qualify for the World Cup. And we need all associations to be having their junior teams participating in those World Cups. And it's fortunate to South Africa that they have been playing regularly in this competition. This is why they're improving as a nation.
It's a long ball played in, this one. It's not intended, it was not intentional to clear the ball. She was trying to head it back, but somehow just send it back. The goalkeeper now will take some time to rethink and refocus. She's really thinking to herself, okay, after this game, I think I need a massage, I need to relax a bit. It's been a tough day at the office. We need to rest one day, and then we have another game coming up. Zimbabwe will be playing next, so we need to watch and see what we can actually get from Zimbabwe. But here comes the captain of Zambia. Noria Sosala. Noria Sosala. Noria Sosala. Away this time around. Rhoda Chileshe. Short ball played in. Good ball played in this time around. It is now Malawi going near side of the field. Collected again. Early ball, penalty headed, cleared away. Only as far as the Malawian once again. Should have gone for that. Took his eyes off the ball for a second. And now we'll come back with it once again. Still alive for the Malawians. Into the penalty area. Away the ball is played. Onto the far side. It is Nachula. Still Nachula. Plays a short ball on the far side of the field. Here comes Banda. Still Banda. Into the penalty area for Banda. Cut back. Brilliantly played now. Laid back. Laid off. Shot coming in. Blocked away by the Malawians. Still Zambia leading by 5-2. Here comes the captain of Malawi, Chawinga. Plays in, and Chawinga scores! The first hat-trick of this year's tournament. It had to be her. She has been probing and knocking. Finally, she found the right key.
That's a brilliant goal. Top drawer. You see that when the Spanish league, in the La Liga league, this is brilliant. She just looked up and picked a post. Brilliant goal. Goal of the tournament so far.
So the first hat-trick of this year's tournament coming from none other than the player has been touted. Everybody spoke so good about her from a Malawian point of view to say she's the one who will save us, and Tabita Chawinga has obliged. Young lady from Rumpi in Malawi, former DD Sunshine player. She has scored a beauty, one beauty after the other.
This is one of the best of the 3 goals that she scored today.
But it might not be over yet. Here comes Malawi, or rather Zambia. Ball played across, chance coming in now from Noria. Noria still going. Noria lays the ball back, well read by the Malawians. Cleared away again, Noria still there. Can she keep it in play? She does keep it in play. Under pressure, Noria, 5-3. An 8-goal thriller we have seen today. In 2002, it was an 8-goal thriller where it was one-sided. Today, it is an 8-goal thriller with the goal shared between the two countries. Here she comes now, going for quadruple. Good defense from Zambia. She's still there. It's still Chawinga. It's still Chawinga. It's still Chawinga. And she goes down eventually, Chawinga. She was fouled just outside the penalty area, Chawinga. The Chawinga train has arrived.
It has arrived. The two of them, they're very fighting for their team to make sure that they at least score another goal to reduce the deficit that they are facing now as a team.
So Chawinga ran out of steam after she was fouled. Just 1 yard away from a penalty area. Would have been a penalty, would have been a second penalty of this year's tournament. Already seen one penalty given in the first game where the player of the match, Coleman, what a star player for Namibia as well. Brilliant young lady to watch as well, Coleman.
Very brilliant. She has off the runs ball and she's very fast and quick in everything that she does. This is an exciting COSAFA tournament for the very first time again. Having so many young players coming in and making sure that they showcase the talent that they have. I wish we could have scouts coming to watch these games for our girls to go abroad and play.
She's had a tough day. You can see now she's even getting massage from her teammates on the field of play. She's been running her socks off. She's the leader of the team, and the leader of the Zambian team also struggling. Cramps coming up as well, muscle pull, everything coming up. The doctors eventually have to come out and end their money finally. They've been sitting and enjoying the game, so now finally they actually have something to do.
It's very true. You cannot sit the entire 90 minutes and you have not done anything. This is the right time for them to come and make sure that they just psych their players to continue the last 2 minutes that they have.
So there'll be 4 minutes of time added on at the end of the 90. That bot will come up shortly outside of a picture. Let's see now. This is an opportunity for Malawi to make this for an interesting end. With a goal, if they score a goal here, it will mean Zambia will be sitting right on their edges to try and defend that particular goal. 5-3 it is at the moment. If it becomes 5-4, those 4 minutes will sound and feel like eternity from a Zambian point of view. So Chiwanga is on the ball once again. Plays the ball short to her sister. Good block from the Zambians. Still alive. Back again into the penalty area. She had no idea how much space she had, did she?
This is it. Exactly, she should have just controlled it, chested it down. First positive touch with the chest, then you hit it. But she wasn't in the right position to see that she had no one marking her.
It's a long ball played in. This one goes out of play. Throw win will be to the Zambians on the near side of the field. So Kundai, Elasto, as well as Doreen will be dissecting a beautiful game between Chipolopolo and the Flames of Malawi. Great debut for this young lady. Funny difficult, she had to work very hard. So here's a change happening for the captain of so the third and final change happening as well for the Zambians. The captain injured. She's the one that's left the field of play. So the new captain is the one that's taking over. Banda is taking over the captain's armband. The captain for the side is Noria Sosala. So Noria Sosala has gone off. And in a place we have jersey number 19 who's come on to the field of play. And that is Luendo Chisamu. Just came onto the field of play. And there is another player from Green Buffaloes coming onto the field of play. From Lusaka as well, former under-17 international. We're celebrating the 22nd birthday. Also making a first appearance at the COSAFA Women's Championship. As Banda, straight away from Banda. But here comes Chawinga. Still Chawinga. Still Chawinga. Still Chawinga. The goalkeeper does well. And really Chawinga once again should have played the ball to a teammate.
The first touch when she dribbled past those defenders, the keeper came out and narrowed that gap. So she had just to look up and play to one of the two strikers who were opting to be played the ball, especially the number 13. She was in a better position.
Chawinga given a chance, and the goalkeeper, I understand, Natasha Hazel, Nali will also want a rest. It's been a long day. Chawinga has been Chawinga wandering, Chawinga the whole day. Probably when, you know, there's certain players, as a player, there's 10 players when you're sleeping ahead of a game, when a name gets mentioned, you'll wake up even in your sleep. I think Chawinga is one of those.
It's very true. You remind me in 2000 when we qualified for AFCON for the very first time, when we played against Nigeria in the semi-finals. We're just saying to ourselves, are we going to match Messi Akide being a defender? This is exactly what's happening now. And I remembered very well when Messi Akide scored, we just clapped. I just gave 5 to one of my co-defender, and we said, this is football. And this is exactly what's happening.
So the next game that is coming up at 16:30 will be the kickoff for that match. It is 4:30. Zimbabwe, the host nation, up against Madagascar. So the game will only start at 16:50 because there will be first the opening ceremony that's coming up as well. So the dignitaries have arrived here. So I'm now rubbing shoulders with the best and the who's who in Zimbabwean football. They all just arrived here. It is the flag of the host nation for this year's tournament. So standing by there, Muzi will be taking over for that one. Muzi Hadebe will be taking over for that particular one that's coming up shortly. So that will be the one that is coming up. So Muzi and Elasto Kapueza will be the one taking that one up to the second game, or the third game of the day, the second game in Group A. So Chansey, that is the icing on a very beautiful and delicious cake. And that is the player, the veteran in the squad, the 31-year-old who came off the bench. And she's saying to the coach, thank you for giving me a chance to get the eases of goal, easy tap in. She can finally celebrate.
As you can see, Barbara has done well the entire 90 minutes. She was going down the line and she made sure whenever she's putting her crosses, she will put it to the right place at the right time. And the Malawian defense, they were nowhere to be found. 2 Zambian defenders on the far post, and there was no one who was marking them.
By the way, I mentioned that she used to run 200 meters and 400 meters. I did, didn't I?
You did,
yeah,
yes.
That's why she was able to get there quicker.
No, Brian, she was already there, the 2 of them, yeah, and the number 14. There were no 2 Malawian picking them.
I understand, Rosemary. So she found the back of the net, and really, she's not been one of those regulars in this national team of Zambia. So joining the party, Rachel Nachula makes it 6-3 for Zambia against Malawi. The She Polo Polos have put the flames out.
They did put the flames out, but it was a good and better performance from both sides. And this is exactly what we need.
So it has been a very interesting game overall. Banda, the supplier of one of the goals. Banda scored 2 goals herself today. But it has been one of those days where you look at it over and over again, you realize it has all been about team performance between these 2 sides here. And Zambia came here, they saw, they conquered, and have won here by 6-3 against Malawi. So standing by shortly to give us the and talk to the player of the match for today. Has to be one of the Zambians. So after 90 minutes of football played. It is Zambia 6, Malawi 3. Kundai standing by with player of the match. COSAFA Women's Championship, a total of 13 goals have been scored, 9 scored in this game. As you can see now, goal number 2 it was for the Zambians. Zulu scoring one of the 2 that she was to score today. And also there it was Banda, also scored a brace at the end of the day, scoring a first goal. Then there was a chance as well for another chance here where we saw Chawinga scoring a second of the 3 that she scored eventually. Then there was a chance for Zulu to make it goal number 2 for her. There was goal number 4 for a national team. Then a mistake at the back. A great run being made into the penalty area. Banda said, if Zulu can do it, I can do it too. And Zulu and Banda as well as Chawinga had scored a total of 2 goals each then. But Chawinga said, I need to separate myself from all of this here. Let me score the 3rd one. And she scored the 3rd. Supplier this time around was Banda to find another Nachula to make it. And the final score 6-3. Kundai standing by with player of the match. This one this time around was an aggressive game overall. Kundai, take it away.
It is 6-3 here at Barbara's Field after that very, very exciting match. Standing next to me is the player of the match, Barbara Banda. And to give her the player of the match plaque is Mr. Simon Mudege from FIFA, the Development Programs Manager for Africa. So. Thank you. Barbara, congratulations. Great game. How did you feel about it?
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be a man of the match. It wasn't an easy game. Malawi is a good team. I can wish Malawi all the best.
And how does it feel to be player of the match?
Yeah, it feels good because I really need it. I worked hard.
You did. And what can we expect from you guys for the rest of the tournament?
What I can say, what you expect, we are going up into the final.
Thank you so much, Barbara. Good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you.
And joining me now is our winning coach who's giving a hug there, Albert Kachinga. Coach, great game. Coach, your thoughts on the game?
Well, it was an excellent game. My girls, I think, played to instructions. However, I must admit that Malawi gave us a good run for our money. It was a hard-fought victory. They gave us a good run.
And out of your group, which other team do you think is going to give you a really hard time?
Of course, the hosts. We all know we've played the hosts before, and we do not expect an easy game. It's always tough when we play Zimbabwe. We've beaten them, they've beaten us, so the game can go either way.
Great, thank you so much, Coach. Good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
There we go, 6-3, very exciting game, and of course Zambia took that one.